Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Wassalatu wassalam ala ashraf al-anbiya wal-mursaleen. Muhammad wa ala alihi wa ashabihi ajma'een. Amma ba'd. Ikhwatul Islam ya ibadallah. The Muslims in this day and time currently witness an abundance of du'at or callers to the worship of Allah involved in the realms of da'wah. And from these du'at, there are those that have varying ideas and traverse upon varying methodologies. However, the effective da'i in his call will be he who is traversing upon the methodology that has been revealed from above the seven heavens. Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala, He states, ittabi'u ma unzila ilaykum min rabbikum wa la tattabi'u min dunihi awliya al-ayah. Follow that which your Lord has revealed, and do not follow what is besides that from the awliya, or those that will lead you away from the prophetic methodology. Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala also states, Kul hadhihi sabili ad'u ila Allah ala basiratin ana wa man ittaba'ani al-ayah. Allah commands the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam to say to the people, this is my way, yani my path, or the methodology that I observe and follow. This is my path, my way. I invite to Allah, yani the worship of Allah, upon knowledge, me and those that follow me. And Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala, He also says, لِكُلِّ جَعَلْنَا مِنْكُمْ شِرْعَةً وَمِنْهَاجًا. And to all amongst you, we have made a law or legislation and a methodology, a path and or methodology. Thus, the da'i that is effective in his call, then it is the da'i that is upon this prophetic methodology. And that is because the legislation of al-Islam, if implemented the way that Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala intends, then it is the means to rectification of the individual, rectification of the family structure, rectification of the society in general. It is a means to rectification in whatsoever aspect of life it is applied in. It is applied in. And likewise, as it relates to da'wah, if a da'i or caller to the worship of Allah wants for his da'wah success, then he will traverse upon this prophetic methodology in this regard. In this regard. With that said, then I'd like to give two examples of the ineffective da'i, so that those that are involved in da'wah and may be falling into these things can rectify themselves in that regard. First and foremost, the first example that I like to give is the da'i that goes into a community and sees that the Muslims within this community have grave errors in their usul, or the fundamentals of the religion. And these are things that are connected to their belief in Allah, and belief in the last day, or belief in the qadr of Allah, and thus forth and so on. So much so that some of their beliefs may even reach the level of disbelief that is found or mentioned by the scholars past and present. They may have some acts of worship that have absolutely no basis within the text of the Quran and the Sunnah, or they may have acts of worship with them that do have a basis, but the performance of them has no backing from the text of the Quran and the Sunnah. So you have some, or the ineffective da'i, the ineffective caller, he goes into a locality with a group of people that are like this, and he begins his call with what? With adab, or Islamic etiquettes. The importance of smiling when you see your brother, and the importance of shaking hands, and the young giving the salams to the old, and the few giving a salam to the majority, and thus forth and so on. Now these aspects of Islam are important, but they are nowhere near as important as the things that were just previously mentioned. So what good is a Muslim who smiles at his brother when he sees him, shakes his hand when he greets him, and thus forth and so on? What good is that if this particular Muslim has a flaw in his usul that could expel him from Islam, or has a defect in his usul that has a threat looming over it of the fire, meaning whatever he's fallen into is considered a major sin. And this ineffective da'i may avoid teaching these particular aspects, or he may avoid correcting the usul of a Muslim, thinking that to be from wisdom because the community has to get to know me better, and thus forth and so on. Or he's receiving a stipend, a monthly stipend from the masjid, and he doesn't want to rock the boat and lose the money, or for some other reason. All of these are indications that this da'i is not enjoining good and forbidding evil, or should I say, he's not starting with enjoining that which is most obligatory for him to clarify in that instance. He's not forbidding that which is more dangerous, yani, in that instance and or circumstance. Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala, he states, وَلْتَكُنْ مِنْكُمْ أُمَّةٌ يَدْعُونَ إِلَى الْخَيْرِ وَيَأْمُرُونَ بِالْمَعْرُوفِ وَيَنْهَوْنَ عَنِ الْمُنْكَرِ وَأُولَٰئِكَ هُمُ الْمُفْلِحُونَ. Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala, he states, let there be from among you a group of people that enjoying what is good, a group of people calling to good, a group of people calling to khayr. They enjoying that which is good and they forbid that which is evil. وَأُولَٰئِكَ هُمُ الْمُفْلِحُونَ. And they are those that are successful. Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala, he also says, كُنْتُمْ خَيْرَ أُمَّةٍ أُخْرِجَتْ لِلنَّاسِ تَأْمُرُونَ بِالْمَعْرُوفِ وَتَنْهَوْنَ عَنِ الْمُنْكَرِ وَتُؤْمِنُونَ بِاللَّهِ. كُنْتُمْ خَيْرَ أُمَّةٍ. You are the best of people extracted from mankind. You enjoying what is good and you forbid what is evil, and you believe in Allah. And Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala states, وَالْمُؤْمِنُونَ وَالْمُؤْمِنَاتِ بَعْضُهُمْ أَوْلِيَاءُ بَعْضٍ. The believers, men and women, they are allies of one another. يَأْمُرُونَ بِالْمَعْرُوفِ وَيَنْهَوْنَ عَنِ الْمُنْكَرِ. They enjoy what is good and they forbid what is evil. وَيُقِيمُونَ الصَّلَاةَ وَيُؤْتُونَ الزَّكَاةَ. And they perform the prayer, or they establish the prayer, and they pay their zakat. وَيُطِيعُونَ اللَّهَ وَرَسُولَهُ. And they obey Allah and His Messenger. أُولَٰئِكَ سَيَرْحَمُهُمُ اللَّهُ. And they are those whom Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala will bestow His mercy. So enjoining the good and forbidding the evil is a must. But when one enjoins good and forbids evil, they are dealing with that which is most important and that which is most obligatory. That which is most obligatory. So if you find a group of Muslims that may be committing an action that could be considered to be shirk, it is not correct for you to start commanding the good as it relates to their poor etiquettes, forbidding their poor etiquettes, that you don't smile when you see your brothers, and you teach classes on adab, or you may teach a class on the fiqh of zakat, which is something that is important. It's a pillar of al-Islam. But what good is paying the zakat if once a person pays the zakat, he goes throughout the land falling into an action that could consequently nullify all his good deeds and nullify his Islam in totality. So this is an example of an ineffective da'i. This type of da'i could remain in a locality for 2, 3, 4, or 5 years and see no change in the condition of the people due to him not traversing the prophetic methodology as it relates to change. The second da'i that is ineffective is the one that goes into a locality and sees errors amongst the Muslims, and he starts to enjoying the good and forbid the evil, and in a manner as if he's trying to correct the community in one night. Every evil he sees, he forbids. Every slacking or lacking in a good action good action that the people are doing, he commands them to do it. And so this individual consequently goes beyond bounds as it relates to enjoining good and forbidding evil. This individual now makes the religion distasteful to the people by way of his conduct and his going beyond bounds in that regard, his hastiness in seeing change and his lack of forbearance and patience. Abu Musa al-Ash'ari, he stated, كان رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم إذا بعث أحدا من أصحابه في بعض أمره فقال. He stated that the Prophet ﷺ, when he would send out anyone from amongst his companions to handle some of his affairs, da'wah, then he would say to them, Bashiru wa la tunaffiru, yassiru wa la tu'assiru. He would say to them, give glad tidings and don't chase the people away. Make things easy and don't make things difficult. So the effective da'i in this regard, when he goes into a locality, he may see an abundance of mistakes. But he understands that he can't change every mistake overnight. He can't rectify the whole community and all that which they have with them of mistakes and errors in one night. So he's patient and he begins with that which is most important. He begins with that which is most important. As for the one that tries to correct all of the mistakes overnight, then this is going beyond bounds as it relates to enjoining good and forbidding the evil. And this is something that the Prophet ﷺ warned the Muslims about. In the hadith of Ibn Abbas, the Prophet ﷺ stated, Ya ayyuhan nas, iyakum wal ghuluwa fi d-din, fa innahu ahlaka man kana qablakum al ghulu fi d-din. The old people, beware of going beyond bounds as it relates to deen, for indeed those that came before you were destroyed due to going beyond bounds as it relates to deen. So the effective da'i is going to be upon the middle and moderate course. He's going to be between these two. He's going to be between being harsh and extreme and excessive in deen, and then he's going to also be between being negligent from fulfilling that which one is supposed to fulfill as it relates to bringing about change in the community. And as Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala, he states, وَكَذَلِكَ جَعَلْنَاكُمْ أُمَّةً وَسَطًا. And like that we have made you a middle nation. And like that we have made you a middle nation, a moderate, between excessiveness and negligence. Between a middle nation, a moderate nation, between being from amongst those who have earned Allah's anger or being from amongst those that have went astray. Those that earned Allah's anger, they are those that had knowledge but did not act in accordance with their knowledge, and those that went astray, they are those that had no knowledge, but they just acted. This ummah is in the middle between those two. Yani, we are those that combine knowledge and actions. We learn and we implement what we know. And that prevents us from being or falling into excessiveness or negligence. So the effective da'i, that is his example. That he is not going beyond bounds with trying to change and rectify the community as if he expects to see this change happen overnight. But likewise, he is not one who is negligent in correcting what is most obligatory upon him to correct from the mistakes that are with the people that could even reach the level of disbelief. And Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala knows best. Nah.